Alright. Now this is a video I had versus someone that's on the Pojo forum. I decided to try and be a big shot and see if I could take on an overused team using only underused pokmeon. Now right off the bat, he started with a type advantage, so I had to swap out to try and make up for that. The Ice Beam did more than I expected it to. It did freeze me, but at least I thawed out immediately, so that wasn't a big issue. But unfortunately I missed with Iron Tail, which was an issue. Because Iron Tail versus Frost Blast from Steelix is either a one-hit KO or very close to a one-hit KO, depending on stats. So I decided to go with Arcanine because it's got the type advantage. It protects, which basically is just a stall move because it was probably trying to figure out what move I would use. And then it takes almost half my life with Shadow Ball. And then I do a Flare Blitz for a lot. Of course, Focus Sash makes it so it'll survive, and I lose a fair amount of HP because the Flare Blitz is recoil. Now, because I wasn't sure if Salisbury had activated or not, I decided to Endure, because that way then I would for sure get the speed boost. And then, now that I knew I was faster, then I decided to safely knock it out with Crunch. He's in Azul, so I'm thinking that yes, I'll be able to do a Crunch, but unfortunately this Azul happens to be equipped with the Choice Scarf. So therefore it was faster than my Arcanine, and Arcanine was already gone. I go with Scyther because of having the type advantage. Now I did do X-Scissor, it probably would have been smarter if I would have get Real Ace, because it was likely that he would end up switching anyway. Just because Espeon doesn't have good defense and Scyther has really good attack. And Aerial Ace would have done more damage, now that I think about it, because of Technician. Now with Duxie, finally I'm going to get a chance to set up Stealth Rock like I wanted to do from the beginning of the game. Then it did Shadow Ball. I was hoping I could survive and then Shadow Ball it back, but unfortunately I got KO'd. Bring back Scyther. Once again I decided to go with X-Scissor instead of Aerial Ace. So now I finally end up using Aerial Ace to get the KO. And I'm losing HP after every hit because of having Life Orb attached. Now since I had already known now that it had Choice Scarf, I decided, since it could either have Flamethrower or Fire Blast or Thunderbolt, I decided I'd go with Regirock, because Regirock at least resists the fire attacks. So that forces him to switch out, and he went with the Grass type because it type trumps mine. And it gets hit with Stealth Rock, and then I do a Stone Edge to take a pretty good chunk of his life away. Now since I realized the Grass attack was likely going to be coming my way, I decided to go back to Scyther again. And had Stealth Rock been in play, then it wouldn't have been an easy switch in, because I would have lost half my life from Stealth Rock. And once again, I choose for some reason to do X-Scissor instead of Aerial Ace. I don't know why I kept doing that battle. I was just determined for some reason that X-Scissor was stronger, but it really isn't. Since Technician powers up my aerial ace to be base power 90 instead of having 80. I go with Miss Magus because I figure, oh well, it's got high special attack. Now I went with Shadow Ball because I was predicting that he would have switched out on me, and he didn't. So it was a bad prediction I did. And then his payback knocks me out in one hit. I did not expect to survive that. Scyther comes out again in aerial aces this time because I was thinking straight for once. Then he sends out Espeon, so I'm hoping I'm faster and go for the X-Scissor, and luckily I ended up being faster. If Espeon would have been faster, this game would have been over. Or because Scyther would have been fainted and there was like nothing I could do against it. And that leaves him down to A's health and Meganium still. So I had to switch out, because I figured it was probably going to do a fire attack, but instead opted to do Zen Headbutt to try and flinch. But he had to swap out, because it was not an attack he wanted to consistently use. I go with Stone Edge. Does a large amount of damage again. If Regirock was faster than Meganium, then I would have kept Regirock in there and knocked it out. But since Regirock is one of the slowest Pokemon there is, I had to sub it out for Scyther. And so it got the chance to restore her half of its life with Synthesis, and then a little bit more with Leftovers. And then I do X-Scissor and I get another knockout. So I figure if he did for some reason want to switch, it would still be super effective anyway. And I figure, well, Scyther's gonna die no matter what, so I might as well just leave Scyther in there, let Scyther get destroyed, and then just send in Regirock. And it's a good thing I did too, since it got a critical hit. That would have made all the difference in the world. So it does Zen Headbutt. So I'm just hoping that I won't flinch, and it didn't. So I do a Stone Edge, and that was for game. I had one overused match using only underused Pokemon. That was pretty awesome for me. It was a tough match though. Good game.